NF is nothing like Eminem in really any sense. NF is not the next Eminem. NF is the first NF. What's going on, YouTube? We are back again with another reaction. We are back again with another review. Still rocking with that NF journey. So for today's music video reaction, NF's Let Me Go. I have been loving every single song on this album. Actually, I've loved every single song that I've listened to by NF already, but every song on the Search album so far, exceptional. And I'm sure this one's going to be no different. You guys all requested me to do as many reactions to this album as possible, so that's what I'm gunning with. And today's song is Let Me Go. No music video, but they have the audio video, and that's what we're going to listen to and really break down the music, the bars, everything. You know what we're doing with NF. We're breaking down everything of his. But I'm excited to see what he brings with this, just as he's bringing, whether it's melodic or just pure fire, he's bringing it every single song, regardless on this album. He's bringing it every bit, every second, every minute. It's pure gold in this album so far. So I'm excited to see if this one's any different, or it's probably gonna be the same. But first, if y'all can be so kind to smash that like button, smash subscribe, and hit that little bell for future notifications, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, back to the music. NF, let's see what you got. All right, let's see if he's packing a punch in this one. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful chorus and choir combination. That's very melodic. Like that's something that you'd see like in either it reminds me of Gladiator, in all honesty. That really reminds me of a Hans Zimmer piece that's putting through. Like that's something that you would see in like the Gladiator. Like I said, Hans Zimmer, it'd be some background music for a movie.
Talk to you with my hands tied, walk toward you on a fine line. Everybody has a dark side, I feel embarrassed when they see mine. Rain falling from my dark sky.
Everyone's got a dark side. Everyone. Me, Nate, everyone watching this, we all have a dark side. There's not one person on this earth that I couldn't say, like Daniel Tosh said, the comedian. He said, there's not one person on this earth that I don't think isn't capable of horrible things. Everyone has a dark side. Everyone has the ability to do something. It just matters if they have the propensity to do so. And I like that, he's embarrassed when he sees it. He's embarrassed when his dark side comes out. Everyone's embarrassed when their dark side comes out. Sometimes it may be a necessity. Sometimes it's not. Most of the times it honestly isn't. It's in the heat of passion. But sometimes it's needed, but regardless, you feel bad when it comes out. You get embarrassed.
He has a dark side, I feel embarrassed when they see mine. Rain falling from my dark skies, clouds parting but it's all lies. Shouldn't I see the sunshine now? Wonder how I look in God's eyes. My good person or a lost one? Would it feel?
I like that metaphor, him talking about the clouds parting but it's all lies. Shouldn't he be able to see the sky? That really, it's kind of like him looking forward from where he's been to where he's at to where he's trying to get to. Like we know in the Search, in the very first image you see in the Search, the song, in the music video, it's him leaving his cage. He's out of his mind. He's out in the open. He was in that field. So it's like, the clouds have parted. I'm out of the overcast. I can see through the BS, through the lies that I've been inside my head with, but I can't see the sun. And I think that's that's kind of like, I guess you say the sun might be hope. Like, he can't see the hope of going forward from where he's been, from his traumatic experiences. He's trying, but he doesn't see where he's going yet.
I now wonder how I look in God's eyes. Am I a good person or a lost one? Will this feel worth it when I'm all done? Will I feel ashamed of like who I was? Will the pain vanish or will more come? Will I stay numb or regain love? Maybe someday have a taste of freedom. Will I take the
That one's good. Like, when he's all done, how is he gonna feel about himself? Is it gonna be? Is he gonna be proud of himself, or is he gonna regret it? Is he going to? Is he doing a good thing, or is he doing a bad thing? Is all that, like, it's, is the pain finally gonna stop, or is more gonna come? Like, NF is kind of like in a predicament kind of situation as an artist, where his trauma is his fuel for what leads him to vent. Well, and also him venting connects to audiences, so he kind of always has to relive that drama and talk about it and vent about it continuously, because that helps connect with the audience. The audience, he's helping so many people, but that also detriments him because he's having to relive his own crap. And that really plays well with, when I'm all done, am I going to like myself? Am I going to be someone who I can look at in the mirror?
Will I stay numb or regain love? Maybe someday have a taste of freedom. Will I take the poison out of my blood, or just leave it there inside of my lungs? I know, no, I should let you go. Hands are feeling cold, just leave me alone. No.
Should I take the poison out of my blood or leave it in my lungs? That's a solid line. Like, the poison that's in him, the trauma, the lies, all the problems, it's so embedded, it's in his bloodstream. Like, that's a deep that's a very deep message put through with that. Because when something's in your blood, like, take like an infection. If you get an infection in your blood, like, you go into necrosis, like, your decaying tissue, your infection's setting so hard in, like, it's rooted in you. Like, that's in you. Like, that's like one of the worst case scenarios. So, like, these lies, this traumatic experience, the lies, the trauma, all that's poison, and that's embedded so deep in him that, it's saying, get it out of my veins, and then, in my lungs, it's caused him to suffocate. I like that. I'm liking the symbolism behind this.
No, I should let you go. Hands are feeling cold, just leave me alone. No, I just want control. I feel so exposed. Liars in my home. No, please do not provoke. Noose around my soul. I cut down the rope. They don't want me happy. They don't want me fixed. They don't want me better. They just want me broke, but never.
So that's the second time he mentions a noose around him. In the search, he talks about that. Clean up my yard, get the noose out, hang up my heart, let it air out. Like, that's a solid line, and this goes right in with that, with the noose reference, and then saying that they're embedded in his home, like they're up in his home. Well, we all know what his home is based off the journey. His home is his mansion, that's in his mind. So it's all these things that are embedded, living in his mind, that they're just rooted in. It's like a massive oak tree grown in the living room of his house, of his brain. It's so rooted in, and it's deep within the house, like that. I'm loving how he's hitting it with this. Like, this is right. I think this is like probably the best description of, like, honestly, how he feels in the vision of the song "The Search." In that field, he's out of his cage. Nothing but open plains. He doesn't know where to go. And even he said, like, he's looking for the antidote to crack the code within his head. The antidote, i.e., when he talks about the poison in his veins. It's all flowing with it. You need an antidote for the poison.
Oh, they don't want me happy, they don't want me fixed, they don't want me better, they just want me broke, but never listen, at least I admit it, block out all my vision, watching me diminish, that's my favorite pastime, I know nothing different, tell me something different, I don't see the difference, I just feel offended, I just feel defensive, why don't you accept me, I just need acceptance, time is of the essence, don't like how we spend it, you just want perfection, I need you to let me go.
He's arguing with those pieces inside of his head, that trauma, and I guess you'd say this. You could depict this as one of the versions of himself, one of his emotions, or like the trauma and the lies that he has that's embedded in his head, and it's all really the same thing. It's the traumatic memories. It's the continuous lies that he tells himself that he actually believes. It's the different emotions that latch onto those. He's talking to all of it, and all those culminated. It's like a cloned version of him, and that's what's coming through. Like, he's arguing with himself. He's leaving. He's left his cage. He's moving forward. He's trying to find that next thing. He's trying to progress away from where he's kept himself caged up for so long in his head. And that's where he's arguing with himself. The part of him that's, you just want perfection. You just want perfection, but you really don't want perfection. You just want me broke. You want to keep me broken because that's my perfection. And I'm pausing this one a lot, but I'm really liking what he's saying.
Don't like how we spend it. You just want perfection. I need you to let me. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go.
This hook, super simple.
Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go.
Super smooth.
Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go.
And beautiful. Pure beauty.
Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. Why'd you say I don't belong here? Huh? Fill a bucket full of my tears. Huh? Pour it out the water, all of my insecurities whenever I'm scared. I watch them grow and say I don't care. I pray to God to ask if hope's real. And if it isn't, I was thinking maybe you could introduce us. We ain't met still. Yeah, my chest feels like a blade.
I'm liking that. It's like he's talking to, like honestly, like he's talking to God. You're telling me that hope's real. Can you introduce us? Because I'm searching for hope. And like I haven't met him yet, which really goes into like him saying he's feeling lost. He's in that, I know I'm referencing back to the search song quite a bit, but he even says there, I'm looking for an antidote to crack the code. Then I'm looking for a map to hope. Have you seen it? Like right there, he's trying to find hope. That's where he's at in life. Like I said, he's trying to move forward. He's trying to find that hope. He's trying to leave the trauma and the BS, the altered emotions, the lies behind him. That's what he's saying. Let me go. All those things need to let me go. And I'm looking for hope. I'm trying to find hope. And he's talking to God. If you say hope, and can you introduce us to? Because I need to talk to the little homie real quick. Like that's really what he's saying. So.
And I was thinking maybe you could introduce us. We ain't met still. Yeah, my chest feels like a blade's in it. Who put it there? I think they did it. Out the cell now. Where am I headed? Am I hellbound? Will I find heaven? Will I feel better or just regret it? If I let you go and find the 7 letters I've been looking for, it's like it's never ending. Open all the doors and let the peace enter. I'm so pitiful.
Wow. Talking about where he's going is because he's out of his mind. Or not literally like the phrase out of your mind. He's out of his cage. He's out of his mansion. He's left that zone, and he's searching. And he said he's lost. And part of being lost, you don't know where you're going. That's why he's like, am I hellbound or am I going to make it to heaven? Like, am I going down this right path? And that falls back to him asking, am I going to like myself in the end of this? Am I going down the right path? Am I doing right not just by anyone else, but just by me? Am I doing right by making this making this decision, leaving my past behind me, trying to have my trauma, my lies, my altered not personalities, but my altered emotions that thrive off those things? Am I telling them let them go? Is this a benefit? Am I going to ultimately leave my trauma and find peace? Like, is that where I'm going? And talk about knowing exactly like how to connect to an audience. If anyone has ever had where they have to, like, everyone's had to grow in life, you have to leave your comfort zone. And a lot of times you have to leave your comfort zone emotionally. Leaving your comfort zone, physically or as a life endeavor, like that's a challenge, but the real challenge when you're leaving your comfort zone is leaving your emotional comfort zone. Like he's doing, leaving the emotions behind, leaving the lies, leaving the trauma, leaving the things that are just chaining him up. It's like he's in Hellraiser and all of his lies and stuff are chaining him up, with the little puzzle box. Like, he's chained by those and he's trying to have them let him go so he can move forward. And that's very connectable. That's very relatable. And it's one hell of a song.
It's like it's never ending. Open all the doors and let the peace enter. I'm so pitiful at times, miserable inside. They want me to hide. No. How can I survive? Change the state of mind. I should say goodbye. No. They want me to beg. They want me to plead. They want me to die. They just want me dead. They just want me hurt. Don't want me to live. Don't want me alive. Stop with the pretending. I don't feel respected. I just feel rejected. I don't like rejection. You promise protection. I don't feel protected. I just feel neglected. How can I respect it? I'll teach them a lesson. I pick up the weapon, aim in your direction, shoot at my reflection, shatter my perception, hate it when I'm dead.
Oh man, picking up a gun, aiming it at your direction, and then shooting at my reflection. Right there. It's him to him. It's his lies, it's his trauma, because that is part of who he is. That is part of him. So that is him trying to eliminate that, trying to destroy it. That's him coming at himself. And I like him say, in the verse of him saying, you said you'd protect me. You said you'd offer protection. He said in the song Mansions of him staying within his house, him staying within that small location in his house, his safety room. That was his protection. And that's where it's like, that's one of the, like that I feel is like one of the lies of that he's talking to, one of the traumas. And that, I think he's talking directly, honestly, to fear, because like fear moved in there with him. So he's trying to say, like my own fear of pushing forward, of leaving this box, leaving my mansion. That was said to protect me. Like my fear was designed to protect me, to keep me in this house because it's my safe place. You said you'd offer protection. That didn't happen. And now he's out. Like I'm liking the referencing in this. Like he's directly like flowing in and out of so many of his songs, like of his prior songs that literally talk right directly within the journey of who Nate is.
I pick up the weapon, aim in your direction, shoot at my reflection, shatter my perception, hate it when I'm desperate, you just want perfection, I want you to let me. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go.
Still say this is a beautiful background piece. Like even with the drums and the hi-hats, like that was gorgeous. Like the tapering of the song is phenomenal. It kept the hi-hats and the orchestral pieces to it, the violins, and I think a little viola was in there a little bit as well. But in the choir, it hit it all, every single bit of it. And then of course it dropped the hi-hats, the synthetic beats, and then it just kept the choir and the orchestral pieces, and then it just dropped it to the orchestral. It was just a nice fade out, and that was perfect for this song. Like you don't need a music video for this one because you can just mentally see everything that he's talking about. And this is not the first song he's done that. He's done a lot of songs like that where you can just mentally see it like wonderfully, like Intro 3. Him burying his fear, like that was like that, you can see it, and that was awesome. Like NF, like I don't know what else I can say than what I've already broke down within that. Like that was phenomenal. My reaction to this is pure gold, I guess you could say. That's it. I mean, or platinum if you want to go that route. But this whole album, but yeah, solid work, man, solid work. So that was my reaction to Let Me Go by NF, and wow, guys, you guys wanted me to do as many songs as I could on this album. I see why. His detail to imagery in this, and his spatial connections between his words, of how he relays that emotional context. Like you can tell an artist really feels what he's putting out. You can tell he's feeling what he's putting out when you just your entire being can connect to the song. Like you can tell his entire being connects to the song, because then when you connect to the song, you don't just feel the music, you feel him. You feel where he's coming from, not just in the way that you relate. Like I have plenty of things in my life where I can relate to what he's talking about in this, of leaving your own lies, leaving your own BS, leaving your own issues, leaving your mind and going forward, trying to find hope, trying to push forward, branching into the unknown, not knowing what to expect at all, one bit. Like I can connect to that, and I can see through his eyes of what he's referencing in that. Yes, he's laid a solid foundation with his prior music, so we know him better. And then, given some of the visual representations within the Search song and Leave Me Alone and stuff like that, like he's done a good job of giving initial basis for visual. But then when he does something like this, where it's just beautiful, the slight singing, the melodic sense, the actual rapping is top notch, spot on. It's awesome. Like, he is amazing at what he does, and that's like, I don't put another rapper in the same bracket as NF. Like, I don't. Like, so many people try to compare NF to Eminem. They compare them to, like, yes, because they're two very successful, very good white rappers. Okay. And they're both MCs. They tell a story. But NF and Eminem are completely different within the genre. Like, to compare them, I don't think is even proper, because everyone says, oh, NF will never be the next Eminem. NF is not the next Eminem. Some people try to say NF is the next Eminem. Everyone's trying to compare him. It's like, no. NF is nothing like Eminem in really any sense. NF is not the next Eminem. NF is the first NF. Like, he's in his own bracket. He is he's the outcast that's doing his own thing and creating his own style of genre within the rap genre. Like, he's doing his own thing. Like, that is NF. He's pure freaking quality when it comes to musicianship and bars and lyricism and singing, and just how he compose it together with him and his producers. Like, seriously, he's solid. Like, that was phenomenal visual representation within his lyrics. Like, that was perfection. But if you guys like this reaction, as always, be sure to smash that like button, smash subscribe, and hit the little bell for future notifications. That would be greatly appreciated. And also be sure to comment down below and let me know of any music genres, bands, artists, songs that you want me to react to, anything that's not music you want me to react to. Let me know. I'll put it on the list. I still have a huge list of NF. I still got Tom McDonald. I have 21 Pilots. I've got all sorts of stuff coming. So I'm still chiseling away at that list, but keep feeding me. I'll keep feeding you. We'll keep the circle going as always. And I love all you guys, but that's it. I'm out.